Paur, senior writer for RealTime Fantasy Sports, and welcome to the RealTime Fantasy Sports Show. On today's show, I'm going to give you my Sunday morning update for Week 6 of the fantasy football season. So let's jump right into it. I'm going to tell you all the inactives and active players of note. First of all, I'll start with the inactives. Melvin Gordon, as we know, is out. He has an illness. He will not play today. Philip Lindsay should start and carry most of the load for Denver, so he's a solid fantasy play if you're looking for a player to use at running back this week. Deshaun Jackson is not active once again. He is out because of a hamstring injury. He remains sidelined. Travis Fulgham looks like a solid play again for Philadelphia, for the Eagles, getting a lot of work in the passing game for Philadelphia. Jordan Akins, he is out with an ankle injury. This leaves Darren Fells as a starter for Houston. Fells might be a decent plug and play this week for fantasy owners if you're looking for a tight end. So Akins is out once again with an ankle injury. Curtis Samuel, he's out for Carolina because of a knee injury. He will not play. He mans the slot, gets some touches in the passing and running game as well. So he's out of the lineup. This could be a little bit of a loss for that Carolina team. So those are the main inactives that I wanted to point out for this Sunday morning. And now I'll give you the actives. A lot of players hit this list, which is good news for fantasy teams. DJ Shark, he's in the lineup. He had an ankle injury. He was questionable to play. He did not do much at practice all week, though. So he's still a little bit of a scary fantasy play, but he plays the Lions, which is a great matchup. So if you want to take a chance, I'd roll the dice with Shark. Julio Jones, he wasn't even on the injury report this week. He will be in the lineup, and maybe he's a little healthier than past weeks and could play a bigger role in that passing game. Baker Mayfield, he had a chest injury, been limited in practice much of the week, but he will play. He is active today for their big game with Pittsburgh. Julian Edelman, he will play on his knee injury. He's been a little slowed in practice as well, but he is active and will be in the lineup and likely serve as the top target in that New England passing game. John Ross, he hasn't been injured, but he's back in the lineup for the first time in a long time in Cincinnati. Auden Tate's out because of an injury, so this gives Ross a chance to play once again. I would not recommend him for fantasy lineups, but at least we can see Ross on the field once again. He's a talented player, so maybe he can do something and earn more playing time going forward. Drew Lock of Denver, he is active. His shoulder injury is finally healthy enough for him to play. He will start for Denver in their big game against New England on the road. So Lock's back in the lineup. That's good news for all Denver Bronco receivers in that game. And lastly, Jarvis Landry. He had hip and rib injuries that slowed him in practice all week, but he is active for their game. He will be in the lineup. Could be a little less than 100%, but I would expect him to carry the load, his normal workload, I should say, in this matchup. Again, a huge game for them against Pittsburgh. Not a lot of news and notes I wanted to mention, but I did want to mention one thing before I let everyone go here. Dalvin Cook, he is expected to return in week 8 from his groin injury. He's out today, but reports are he should be healthy enough to play in week 8. Remember, the Vikings have a bye next week, so this gives Cook 2 weeks off. Alexander Madison starts this week and is a very good play for fantasy teams in a plus matchup. All right, that's my Sunday morning update for week 6. Good luck in all of your games today. Hopefully you come out on top. This has been Jeff Paur for RealTime Fantasy Sports. Have a great day.